Cacciatore Jr., contestant number 1.
Scott Clifford, contestant number 2.
I'm Matt Condon, contestant number 3.
George Dixon IV, contestant number 4.
My name is Evan Dyer, contestant number 5.
My name is Anthony Fabrizio, I'm contestant number 6.
Nick Fabrowski, contestant number 7.
My name is Sean Fagan, contestant number 8.
Chad Farron, contestant number 9.
My name's Shay Cram, contestant number 10.
My name is Ryan Hoover, and I'm contestant number 11.
I'm Cam Howard, contestant number 12.
Nick Mason, contestant number 13.
Noah Mason, contestant 14.
Jared Norton, contestant number 15.
Dan O'Shea, contestant number 16.
Patrick Powers, contestant number 17.
I'm Nicholas Scott, I'm contestant number 18.
Dylan Voss, contestant number 19.
I'm going to win this competition simply because I have the most athletic ability, the best looks, and the most charming personality.
You know, I'm a triple threat. Good looking, athletic, and I'm funny.
I'm going to win Mr. EBHS because I already won Homecoming King, so I might as well win this one.
I think I'm going to win this competition because I'm an absolute stud compared to all the other contestants.
I'm going to win Mr. EBHS because I'm the best one here.
I'm going to win Mr. EBHS because as soon as I step on the stage, I have more talent than all the rest of these kids.
I'm going to win this competition because I know the family members of these contestants love me more than they do.
And I'm going to be honest, I really don't think I'm going to win.
I think I'm going to win this competition because, you know, I'm just good looking, athletic, you know, these other chums, you know, they can't do nothing for themselves.
I'm going to win this competition because Liam Levangie isn't in it.
And I'm going to win Mr. EBHS so people finally know which Hoover I am.
I'm probably going to win this because I am the epitome of intellect, charm, and talent.
I'm going to win this contest because I'm the only one with an actual talent. All these slappies don't know how to do anything.
I think I'm going to win this because I'm obviously the smartest out of everyone here.
I'm going to win this competition because I have the most experience on stage than anyone else.
I'm going to win this competition because look at all the other chumps I'm going up against.
And I believe I should win Mr. EBHS so people finally know my name.
I think I should win because I'm one of the only people who actually showed up to the first practice.
I think I'm going to win this competition because Sheila's going to help me win.
Dylan Voss, you know, Dylan's one of my buddies. Let's just hope the escort isn't wearing heels.
I've got nothing bad to say about him, but his mom has plenty.
Tiniest kid you'll ever meet, biggest temper in the world.
Kid's so skinny you could buy 5 cents worth of food and feed him for a whole week.
Kind of scares me.
He's really short.
If you see the kid, he's really tiny.
It's a good thing they put you at number 19 because we all know you're getting last place.
High temper.
All the kid says is, let's go. Like, it gets really old, kid.
I've been driving that kid around for a year and he still hasn't given me any gas money.
He just seems always angry, like, for no reason.
Might be the sorest winner and loser I've ever met in my life.
Kid's skinnier than my right arm, and I got a pretty skinny right arm.
He's a troll. He weighs 20 pounds and he has a problem with wind.
He's a gremlin. Dylan Voss is just greedy and siege.
Dylan Voss looks like the only food he eats are the scraps from Fiestas.
Never lets me talk in the track warm-ups.
Evan Dyer, little man complex.
Congrats on being the shortest player on the football team.
Tomato, rage.
I would say something about Dyer, I just don't need him getting all, you know, tomato rage.
You get mad a lot.
You know, his face gets all red, he gets so mad.
Evan Dyer looks like a cartoon character, specifically Arnold from Hair on It.
I heard he had to get Bella's parents to sign a permission slip so they could date.
I would roast him, but he gets pretty red and he might try to punch me.
Evan Dyer, wasn't he a track captain?
I have a lot of things to say about him, but I don't really want to because I'm afraid I might get beat up.
He's famous for his hit single, Drill Time.
Made a foot account a foot Snapchat account when we were in 7th grade. Asked all the seniors for pictures of their feet.
Dano, he's got the IQ of a potato. Dan O'Shea, brick.
I'm pretty sure I've had deeper conversations with a brick wall before.
I'd rather talk to a rock.
You ever talk to your dog and feel weird that, you know, maybe they don't understand what you're saying? It's like talking to Dan O'Shea.
O'Shea is the smartest person I know. Not lying.
He's the epitome of Patrick Star. He's definitely got a pet rock.
Kid doesn't know when he's kissing the wrong twin.
Dan O'Shea is like talking to a wall.
Dan O'Shea, his mom's his biggest fan.
Mom is his biggest fan. Ever go on her Facebook? Dan O'Shea, Dan O'Shea, Dan O'Shea, Dan O'Shea.
I think his mom loves me more than him.
Otherwise known as Lunch Pail because he's always out to lunch.
Kid smells horrible.
Him and Dyer, best friends. You ever read the book of Mice and Men? George and Lenny, perfect comparison. If you know the two of them, you will 100% get it.
Real big dress guy, loves it. He loves them.
He looks pretty good in the dress too.
I heard he's contestant 16, which is pretty funny because that's what he got on his SATs.
Dano and Evan Dyer, Beavis and Butthead.
I've never talked to Dan O'Shea, but I don't think he could handle it if I tried to.
Sam Howard got fired from Shrookies. Just let that sit again.
I don't know how. I mean, you show up, you bag a few groceries, you go home.
Pretty tough.
And Big D worked there, and he kept the job, so that's a tough hit.
Cam Howard practically lives in the band room.
Big band guy.
Cam Howard, I really don't know anything about him.
Huge, huge band guy.
I've never really seen him around school, but the few times that I have, always wearing the same music jacket.
I still don't know what instrument he plays, so.
Heard he plays the clarinet. Probably pretty bad at it.
Everyone's trashing that he got fired from Chookies, but I've never heard him say a word.
Wait a minute. Noah Mason's here?
I've known the kid my whole life. He's my cousin.
He's out of his room?
I've only seen him out of school on Saturday nights when we go to the movies.
It's like seeing Sasquatch. It's rare.
I'm surprised his mom's gonna let him come out. Only kid in the school with an Android phone.
He's got a mop on his head.
Noah Mason shaves his legs.
No, he's known for his dull announcements in the morning.
Noah Mason does the announcements every morning, or at least he tries to. I can't really hear him.
There's a reason kids yell over the news every day, and that's you.
Just an overrated hockey player.
Absolute worst morning announcements since Danny Lovell.
All I really got to say is Mike, he's the better Mason.
Kid thinks he's a stud and he's not.
His dad, absolute stud. I don't know what happened to him.
Noah Mason puts me to sleep in the morning when he says something over the announcement.
He's like a wannabe Einstein. He's taken 5 AP classes for some reason, and I'm heard he's failing like all of them, you know?
I'm gonna be honest, I think I'd be better on the morning announcements. You sound a little monotone, sorry.
Anthony Fabrizio. I don't want to say anything offensive because I don't want Sean getting mad.
Anthony Fabrizio, the kid's either going to bring a mirror on stage and just look at himself the whole time. He's obsessed with himself.
Fabrizio, does he go to any class besides journalism?
Looks like Sid the Sloth.
If you've ever seen the movie Ice Age, you know who Sid the Sloth is. He is a copy and paste of Sid the Sloth.
Used to be the whole football team in 6th grade. Now he didn't even score a touchdown this year.
Congrats on looking at like Zach from Sky High.
Anthony Fabrizio looks like he dipped his whole head in a bucket of bleach.
He's just a misfit in this bunch. All his friends graduated last year. I thought he was rooming with Tyler Stanley at UNH.
Kid's an absolute tool though, not gonna lie.
He peaked in 6th grade.
Never seen one person wear so much fake Supreme in my life.
And he peaked in middle school.
I would talk about Anthony Fabrizio, but I mean, all his friends were in last year's competition, so I might as well not.
Pat Powers, I heard his sister was better at hockey than he was.
If there was one kid that would have got cut in the hockey team, it'd be him.
You know, it's winter time, and I think Pat Powers still is wearing SPF 100 because that kid is literally Casper.
Pat Powers, he has more in common with Homer Simpson than any human in history.
I haven't seen Pat Powers since 6th grade. I forgot he went to the school.
So I'm surprised his talent's not talking about Cam Brew's arms and how big they are.
Surprised he got permission from Cam Brew to do this competition.
First time I saw that kid, I had to put sunglasses on. His white skin blinded my eyes.
You know for a fact you wouldn't have passed Algebra 2 if it weren't for me sitting right next to you.
The wall at the ice rink 1, Pat Powers 0.
Oh, Pat Powers, big old Pat. We've gone out to the power lines a few times, gone wheeling. It was a good time. But I mean, it all kind of had to end after he broke his first car and then a second car. I think he's on like his third now.
He punched a wall and broke his hand.
He has almost as many broken hands from punching his wall as he does broken cars.
He's just so white.
I've never heard one person say big gas so much in my whole life in one sentence.
He's pretty much just an embarrassment to the school. Also the worst rap manager ever, you know, Trash God. I just don't know if it's gonna succeed with him behind it.
He's like the palest kid I know. Ryan Hoover, the guy turned 40 on his 5th birthday.
But Ryan Hoover looks like the guy I talked to do my taxes for me.
Makes really good coffee, but really bad at dodging cars.
Ryan Hoover got hit by a car in 8th grade.
Every time I go to Dunks, I swear he messes up my order.
Ryan Hoover just never learned anything as a kid. He never looks both ways.
You used to think you were a pretty smart kid until you got creamed by a car.
He does ask me for a lot of answers in history.
I can't keep money in my bank account, and I'd still trust you even less.
Hoover, last year he was our treasurer. A ton of people paid their dues and didn't pay their dues.
Great kid, great ex-treasurer.
I think he's worked at Dunkin' Donuts for the last 5 years.
I know he's a big Dunkin' Donuts guy. I think I've seen him at every single one in East Bridgewater.
I heard Ryan Hoover makes a really bad black coffee.
Jared Norton.
While most of humanity evolved from the chimpanzees, Jared happened to evolve from the proboscis monkey.
Not too sure what Jared Norton's talent's gonna be. From hanging out with him so much, it might be complaining on stage.
He quit football after his freshman year to join the soccer team. Quit because he didn't play. He joined the soccer team and did the same exact thing.
Jared Norton's greatest accomplishment is that he can make a horse noise on the trumpet.
If you've ever ordered a cheeseburger at a restaurant and on the side it comes with a pickle, that's Jared Norton. You know, it just kind of showed up. No one really asked for it.
Gio Cacciatore's sad excuse of a beard makes him look like a goat.
Let's just hope Gio's talent isn't catching wide open balls.
All he ever does is just drop a wide open passes. right over his head.
Gio Cacciatore will never measure up to his sisters.
That kid's the most uncoordinated person I've ever met in my life.
Smells like cheese.
Cheddar Bob,
AKA G-Berg.
AKA Top Ched.
Oh, cheddar.
Sticky G, Gio Cacciatore.
AKA Cheddar Bob.
AKA Cheddar Bob.
cheese boy.
AKA Top Ched.
Cheddar Bob, Cheddar Bob. I don't know what's going to be worse, the talent you're going to do or the rap you did when you were trying to become vice president.
Have you ever seen that kid's face while he's running? It's the ugliest thing you'll ever see.
He's just a pickle. That's all I have to say.
Is the one kid that I know that fist bumped a girl after going out on their first date.
He's got that kind of face that only a mother could love if she had one blind eye and the other eye had like a milky film over it.
Most uncoordinated yet athletic kid I've ever seen.
No, I've been hearing all this talk about Gio, but I heard his JV career only lasted 22 seconds.
Kid always complains and like, I don't know why coach hates me and all that kind of stuff, but I think it might have something to do with all the drop passes, missed assignments on defense. Kid can't tackle for the life of him.
Sean Fagan, you know why he's here. I think this is a talent show. I don't know if he knows.
Sean Fagan's only talent is popping out his elbow.
Sean Fagan has lived here his whole life and he still thinks he's a hick.
Only survived A+1 because Miss Dugan went on maternity leave.
I remember Spanish too. We used to ask my homework all the time.
Sean Fagan, or should I say Anthony Fabrizio?
You know, I really hope his elbow doesn't come out of place and, you know, during this competition. It's going to be tough for him.
I heard his elbow popped out while he was trying to put on a sock. That's pretty sad.
Absolute booty cheeks.
Sean Fagan, you should go back to playing football. He doesn't belong here. Just go back.
Second best athlete in his family, and his sister only does band.
Heard his talent was eating food. I don't really know if that's a talent I feel like everybody can eat.
I don't care that you broke your elbow.
I can't tell if Sean Fagan is redneck or skates because he'll wear like a Bass Pro hat and a trippy red sweatshirt with like die-hard boots. He gets into his Jeep and goes mudding for like 2 hours.
Kid can't decide whether he's a hick or he's got clout.
Sean, how'd you enjoy varsity?
Nick Scott has had a beard since he was in the 4th grade.
Nick Scott looks like a human Minecraft character.
It was a good beard, and I wish I had that beard.
His sister still drives him to school, his younger sister.
I heard he sits in the back seat of his sister's car on the way to school. No one's in the front.
He still goes here?
Probably he's not in his basement playing on his drum set. He's probably pretty good at rock band.
Wait, is he graduating with us?
His sister told me not to say anything mean, so I'm going to hold back for today.
Honestly, haven't had a conversation with him since 6th grade.
Nick Scott has been doing band since like the 3rd grade. I still have absolutely no idea what instrument he plays.
Still gets ride in the back of his sister's car.
Mediocre at drums.
Nick Scott, I'm convinced he's a robot being controlled by that mustache.
He's got a nice beard. I can't grow facial hair. I wish I was like him.
Nick Mason, his mom's probably writing his roast for him.
Nick Mason is still too scared to take a solo in jazz band.
I'm surprised he came out to this competition. All he does with life is play Xbox.
Second best Nick in this?
I heard rumors that the kid still sleeps with a stuffed animal.
We used to play basketball together on the B team travel team. It was a good time until like towards the end of the game we'd be down and Nick would start like crying about like a foul or something. He'd just like lay on the middle of the court. It was kind of weird, but that's how most of our games ended.
To be honest, I didn't even know he was doing this.
Nick Mason has a curfew right now, and I'm pretty sure he's 18 years old.
With the amount of hours he puts in on Xbox, it's a shame he's so terrible.
I can't tell if Nick Mason's face is red for him being embarrassed or him crying all night long.
Say one thing, his face will turn bright red.
Always red in the face.
Matt Condon doesn't eat bread, but he eats toast. Let that sit.
I don't understand that.
Matt Condon, who are you? I didn't know you went here still.
He's not going to have a talent. He's just going to end up telling us the weather.
Huge CNN guy.
It's going to be a good intermission at least.
One soccer game, it was 120 minutes long. His hair didn't move a single bit.
Used to be our president.
Everyone thinks he's the nicest kid, but you should hear what he says about you.
Probably the nicest kid I know, and which is kind of scary because when kids are that nice, you know, you kind of get a little creeped out.
Great class president from freshman year to freshman year.
Last I remember of Matt Condon, he was begging for his presidential spot back in sophomore year.
I've been in band with Matt Condon since 5th grade and I haven't heard him play a single note.
Haven't really heard of the kid since he lost his presidential election.
I can't really talk bad about my preza. Oh wait.
George Dixon the 4th.
George Dixon, he's afraid of girls, but he has a girlfriend.
Your face hasn't changed since you were 3 years old?
What? George Dixon's response to everything?
Just kind of sits at the back of the class. Every time you turn your head and wave to him, he just kind of stares at you with a weird smile.
I was heading to Mike Ward's once, and George lives right around the corner. We saw him in the front yard, acting like a T-Rex. He was just out in the front yard, like, "Ugh."
Everybody's been asking, like, where are you going to college, where are you going to college? So I asked George, where are you going to college? He goes, I don't know, ask my father.
The only kid I know that eats the school's lunch
is a human trash can.
I seen that kid moose down a whole pack of Devil Dogs.
As soon as his metabolism slows down, he's going to go right into cardiac arrest.
Great kid, but he's like talking to a wall.
I haven't talked to George Dixon since 4th grade, and I like those arrangements.
And his only life accomplishment was being in a commercial for his dad's restaurant.
Jake Graham, I actually saw him walking into school the other day. He was on a leash.
When he comes over, he doesn't even say hi. He just goes right to the food.
Jake Graham is an absolute unit.
And I know he said my mom cooks well.
Probably wishes he hit Jeff Lamb's half-court shot.
I feel like I'm being used.
Surprised he's not kissing Lexi right now.
I didn't even know he was still going here, so it was a real shock when I saw him on the list.
Surprised Lexi didn't enter the competition with him.
He's not going to college next year because he wants to stay close to his girlfriend.
I think his only position was punter on the football team.
His brother was the quarterback, he was the punter.
Ever since he started hanging out with Lexi, I mean, I haven't seen the kid in forever.
Let down of the Graham family.
The only reason people know Jake Graham's name is because his dad made him quarterback in youth football.
He's got to be careful because one wrong move, he might end up arrested.
Chad Farron, I don't know if he's a redneck or an athlete.
That kid gets caught wearing his sister's clothes all the time.
No, he's not going to win.
People tell me he played football, but I've never seen him on the field.
Fun fact about Chad, still believes in the tooth fairy.
Chad Farron or Joey Ando? I honestly don't know.
Always talking about his truck.
Wears 1.5 pounds of gel in his hair to school every day. Trying to impress freshmen, girls.
Chad Farron, also known as Joey Ando, picks up a lot of girls online.
His name is Chad.
Chad Farron and Sean Fagan, Hick and Hick, or wannabe Hick and wannabe Hick.
Chad Farron still believes in the tooth fairy.
I still don't know what Chad Farron does around the school.
Chad Farron, Joey Ando, that was a flashback to freshman year.
Big bad Chad. You'll know who he is walking through the hallway. He looks like he's carrying 2 TVs.
Sal Clifford, his mom makes really good food.
Sal Clifford needs a haircut.
Captain Meatball.
I know he's trying to use his middle name to act cool, but we all know just isn't.
Prettiest girl I ever met in my life.
I thought this was Mr. EBHS, not Mrs. EBHS.
Also known as a teacher's pet.
Someone told me, I think he told me, that his mom does his hair in the morning.
Absolute gym class hero. You give that kid a Frisbee and it's game over. He will not let go of it.
Everyone in Africa is starving, but he just keeps on eating.
Now that's a guy that doesn't have a problem with wind.
I don't know what he cares about more, his hair or his history grade.
But I do go over his house just to eat. You know, his mom's a good cook.
One time I went on a whale watch and I saw him swim by.
Sal Clifford, the only thing I like about him is his mom's cooking.
4 letters, 1 word. Unit.
I don't have anything bad to say about Sal Clifford. I'm actually really happy he won prom queen last year.
And all this talk about Sal's gonna win, but I heard his mom still packs his lunch.
One time I walked in the boys' bathroom and I was like, "Excuse me, ma'am, you're in the wrong bathroom." He turned around and was like, "What was that?"
Nick Fabrowski swallowed a quarter in the 3rd grade.
He plays football, baseball, hockey. You think he'd be good at one of them.
Likes to flex his blacked out Cadillac around even though his parents bought it for him.
Don't give that kid candy, whatever you do.
Out of the 3 Knicks, you're definitely coming in last place out of us.
That kid's a spaz. You give him sugar and he's just all over the place.
I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen the movie Gremlins, where you can't give them food after a certain time. With Nick, can't give him sugar at any time.
I heard some talk about Pat Powers being the one kicked off the hockey team, but I think Fabrowski's got like a goal maybe.
He's like off the walls every second of the day.
You can't sit still in class and still get sent on walks in the middle of movies in English class.
Nick Fabrowski is the only kid that I know that's stupid enough to swallow a quarter.
Kid thinks he's Vin Diesel.
I know he has no shot at winning because he can't hit the net.
I really hope Nick Fabrowski's voice isn't real, because if it is, then yikes.
Let me guess. Nick Fabrowski is gonna figure skate like the hockey kids did last year.
My talent's definitely going to be one for the books. It's going to get the people going.
For my talent, I just have to wait and see.
I woke up today feeling dangerous.
My talent is dancing. You're gonna like it because you've never seen a big fella move like that.
My talent for Mr. EHS, not gonna give it away, but all you gotta be prepared for is a couple of shirtless dudes dancing.
I do jazz band, I do concert band. I was Aladdin in 8th grade. And all these other guys, they just don't have that kind of experience.
So I think I already won.
That's about it. See you guys there.
The end.